So this is what comes in the main box of the Cole sparkling water system, along with two other boxes, as you'll see, the cartridges, etc. So as we open them up, you'll see. So I thought I'd stop at this phase to show you what I have so far is the hose and connections if you're going to use this directly to a water supply. The drip tray, this child safety lock that locks the cartridges in case, kids will tamper with it, and the owner's manual. This select location tells you, it's important to select location. Mine's going to be the top of my bar. I haven't figured out, I do have a sink at the back of the bar. I don't think this hose will be long enough to reach that sink, but we'll see how it goes, okay? So it's now sitting on top of my bar next to my, this machine I Bartisan alcohol cocktail mix I reviewed before. It's, this is the main box. It comes with a standard drip tray, what they call an LED drip tray. I'm assuming that somehow it lights up. We'll see. Lock for the cartridges, the hose, the manual, and the actual machine. So at the back of this machine, as you can see here, this is obviously the water inlet. It's got the AC plug. It's got on-off switch. One looks like cold. You can't see, I go really close. And one says hot, on off. I have to figure out if there's some place to open it because obviously I see the AC plug switch, but so far I haven't found the AC plug. So let me see if it's somewhere inside. So I'm switching this video to portrait. I know some people don't like that, but it's easier for me this way. On the sides, you can see both sides open up to reveal what seems like the cartridges, right? It says here, do not install CO2 cartridge until instructed by the screen as part of the installation process. On this side, it has, this looks like it turns and opens. I'm not sure I should be turning it, so I'll wait. I'm still looking for the AC power cord. I think I might have missed it in the box, so I'll go check. So I did, in fact, miss it in the styrofoam in the box. I'm pretty sure it had to be there. So we know where this goes in the back, but I'm going to read the installation instructions because there's a process, obviously, that I have to go through. I'm also going to open up the CO2 cartridges that came with it and show those to you. So I'm back to landscape. When I put this video together, I'm sorry if you find it a little disruptive, but it's the best way for me to record everything. Here in the second box, they included the Sidekick. And the Sidekick's important because the Sidekick allows me to use water next to the machine and get the review done now and get to test it until later on when I can run permanent tubing, hosing to the sink behind it, should I decide that where I have it on my bar now is where I will leave it permanently. In the other box, there are 3 CO2 cartridges. What's interesting, it says, drinks locks are bubbly, place empties inside the box, attach free return label, place in mailbox or drop off at USPS, on order refills. So you can return, refill, reuse. That is likely cost effective and something I would definitely look into if I use this machine as heavily as I think I will. Okay, I'm back in portrait mode, sorry, but easier for me, as I said. I watched the installation video. At this time, as you can see, I'm working on the sink over there, and I'm still working on the plumbing, so I'll be using the Sidekick reservoir. I'm going to set that up according to the instructions, and I'll show you it set up once it's done. I will take pictures in between for the review, so you'll see at least the step-by-step process of adding the Sidekick reservoir. So the Sidekick reservoir comes with the main container that holds the liquid water, the base that connects to the cold machine, the cover for this, and the hose connection. So I have now connected the Sidekick container. ran the hose in. When you push this hose in, it clicks in here. So does this hose. It came, as you see, this was already screwed in, which is a little different in the installation video, but nevertheless, straightforward in connection. And this is an on-off valve that's in the middle of it. Okay, so next I plugged in the cord. I have a outlet on this wall, so I will go back to the video. I want to make sure I follow it step by step. Plugged in and turned on my cold machine. I forgot to put in the drip tray, which I'm going to do now. Figuring out which one I want. Now the one that says an LED. Remember they gave us two. So let's take the LED tray. Supposed to just be able to slide it in. There you go, it's in. And now I'm going to follow these prompts. I put water in the, although I didn't see that in the instructions, I'm assuming it needs it. I put water in here. There's a minimum water level, but not a maximum water level. So let's see. I won't be able to take pictures and do video, so I'm going to do all video for the setup process in this screen. English, yes. So next. Hello, please read the instructions, which I did twice. How are you connecting to the water supply? Right now it's the reservoir, right? Refillable reservoir. Next. Before you begin, connect reservoir base to cull, fill water with reservoir. So there it told you. Open shut-off valve on install tubing. Do not install COT cartridge until setup is complete. Setup takes 15 minutes. All right, I had to pause because my son came down. I didn't want to interrupt the video because as you can see here, there's no back button if you make a mistake. I don't know what you do if you make a mistake. Anyway, I did these 3 steps. It says do not install the CO2 until setup is complete. So let's go next. So now it wants to know the measurements, US standard or metric. Selecting metric will also default to 24-hour clock. So let's do US standard. Next. Now we're going to set the time. So I'm going to pause here so I can set the time. So I set the time. It went to this screen. It says fill-in sequence may require several minutes. Do not leave cull unattended. Filling cold water system. Now when I turned on the power at the back, mind you, I guess I left this step out. There are 2 switches, hot and cold. When the unit is being set up, they'll give you several warnings. Do not turn on the hot water. So I'm turning on the cold. It's using the reservoir. I'm going to go behind it for a moment. I'm going to pause this video just in case this runs out of water, because they tell you make sure it doesn't run out of water. So I need to be ready to refill it if necessary. Okay, so it did a fill-in sequence. Now I have to pause here and say, look at this water. This water level you're seeing here, I used a big glass, almost the height of this. Oh, by the way, look, the lights came on the drip tray and on the front, pretty attractive. But I used, I don't know, maybe 15 glasses or more of water, a tall glass. I want to say, I don't know, 32 ounce, 60, I guess it's more than 16 ounces. But the point is that if you are going to use the Sidekick reservoir, what they say is correct. Do not leave unattended, because while it was filling, I guess this thing, pretty sizable, holds a lot of water. And it would have drained this and probably damaged the machine. If this is connected to the plumbing and the water is always on because you have it connected to plumbing, then you don't have to worry about running out of water, right? It would have gotten as much water as it wanted and then stopped. In this case, I was just lucky I have a sink behind. I just started pouring water into it, and as fast as I was pouring, it was draining down. So that's something to note. If you get this machine and you're filling it up and you're using the Sidekick, make sure you stand there with a huge mug of water, that you have a supply close to you, that you can continuously fill it until it stops its process. The next process we're going to move on to is next, which is install the CO2 cartridge. So I'm not sure if I'm supposed to hit next now or install it. I guess I'm going to install it, which means I open here. I have to get the cartridge out and install it. Here's the cartridge, one of 3 that was supplied. It says reusable, returnable, sustainable sparkling water accessory, 125 16-ounce servings per cartridge. Now, it's quite large, actually. It felt bigger. I almost had to look to see if it would fit in the machine. Now, let me put this aside here for a second. You can see how tall it is. It's almost the height of the machine. It installs in here, and according to me, you turn this, you put it in and you twist. So you're screwing it in. So here we go. And I guess, I don't know if I need to put some pressure behind this. Yes, I do. I'm using one hand, so that's why I had to put pressure. You heard that? You twist. You heard that sort of explosion of air, which means it penetrated the tube. And now you bring it back down and put it in and close the door. Let's go next. Now it says, turn on the hot water switch located in the back. So let's go around to the back. Now this was this main switch, the cold water switch, or the main switch. And now this is the hot water switch, and we're gonna turn it on. So now that we've turned on the hot water switch, you go next. Now it says setup complete, allow 1 to 2 hours for ideal temperatures. So I'm gonna come back in 2 hours. It's now about 3:51 p.m. actually. So I'll come back around 6 o'clock, 5:51, 6 o'clock, and see what we get. You saw the screen flip to cold, hot, sparkling, and ambient.